Good morning, students. Today we will do the next portion of the chapter, Light, Shadows and Reflections. Today at first we will learn the characteristics of shadow. Here students, the first characteristic of the shadow is always dark. Right students? What does it mean? That means the shadow, whenever it will be formed, is always in dark color. We can see. Here you can see one object, blue colored object is there. On the left side of that object, source is present, source of light. And on the right side of the object, a black color patch is formed, that is shadow. So here the object is of blue color and the shadow is black. Even on the right side of the picture you can see that one source is placed on the left side. At the middle there is a red colored object, and on the right hand side you can see again one black colored patch is formed, that is shadow. So in case of blue colored object, you can see that black colored shadow is formed, and in case of red color object, black color shadow is formed. So you can see that shadow is always dark, and it is actually an outline of that object. You can see the next characteristics is there. Shadow shows the dark outline of that object and not the details of the object. Right? In the previous pictures that I have shown, even in this picture you can see that whatever be the color, whatever be the total shape of that object, only the outline we can see in the shadow of that object. Here in case of the container even, whatever be the outline, that we can see in the shadow. So this is the second characteristics. Again I am telling you, it only shows the dark outline of an object, not the details. Always we cannot understand even what is the actual object if we only observe the shadow. Now the third characteristics, it is formed in the direction opposite to the source of light. Yes students, you can see already I have shown in the pictures, if the source is on the left side, shadow is formed on the right side of the object, right? So it is formed in the opposite direction of the source of light. So this is the third characteristics of a shadow. Let's go to next slide. The fourth one, the size of a shadow varies depending on the distance between the object and the screen, and the distance between the object and the source of light. What does it mean students? Here you can see a picture in the left side. A source of light, that is a torch, is there. In the middle a red colored ball like object is present, and in the first type you can see that source is giving light energy and the object is blocking the light, or you can say the light is blocked by the object, and the black color shadow is formed on the screen. And in the screen you can see it is very big. But if we move the source of light away from the object, then what happens? Shadow grows smaller, or shadow becomes smaller in size. So if we increase the distance between the source of light and the object, we can see that the shadow which is formed on the screen is decreasing, or the shape of the shadow is decreasing, or the size of the shadow is decreasing. Okay, so the characteristics that I told you, that the size of a shadow varies depending on the distance between the object and the source of light. Here that I have shown. And the size of the shadow also varies if the distance between the object and the screen is changed. On the right side of the picture you can see, students, suppose in a dark room you have told your friend to stand before the wall. Okay, students, and you have placed a source on the left side. Whenever your friend is standing near the wall, then one shadow is formed. There you can see, but that shadow is, you can measure the length of the shadow. Then if you tell your friend to come closer to the source of light, now what is happening? Now the distance between the object, here object is your friend and the screen is the wall. So whenever the distance between your friend and the wall is increasing, you can see that the shadow is becoming bigger, or the size of the shadow increases. So here I have shown that example, that the size of the shadow varies if the distance between the object and the screen is changed. Right, students? So we can easily understand the size of the shadow varies depending on the distance between the object and the screen, and the distance between the object and the source of light. In the both way we can change the size of the shadow. Now the next characteristics, the shape and size of the shadow also varies with the position of the source of light. For example, here you can see our shadow in sunlight changes in length and direction during the day as the sun changes its position in the sky. Right? You can see in the picture that one. Whenever sun is at the top, just above our head, it is far away, but the position is of the sun is above our head, then you can see the shortest shadow is formed. Otherwise, whenever the source, that is the sun, the position of the sun is changing, the size of the shadow is also changing. Here it is clearly seen can be seen in the picture. Okay, students, so these are all the characteristics of shadow. Now I will tell you about two eclipses. One solar eclipse, another one lunar eclipse. You know already, but little bit portion of that eclipse I will tell you here. What is solar eclipse? Eclipses occur due to the shadows cast by the earth and the moon. Here how solar eclipse is formed? Whenever the moon is coming between the earth and the sun. We know that earth is revolving around the sun and the moon is revolving around the earth. So in one day, whenever the moon is coming between the earth and the sun, and all these three are coming in a straight line, then solar eclipse occurs. Solar eclipse occurs when the sun, moon and the earth come in a straight line. The moon comes in the middle, thus the shadow of the moon falls on the earth. And where the shadow of the moon is falling in the earth, from that region we cannot see the sun, or we can see the sun partially. from somewhere at the middle you can see dark shadow is formed. From there you cannot see the sun, that is actually total solar eclipse, and the faint colored shadow where it is formed, from that region you can see the sun partially. So this is actually solar eclipse. Now what is lunar eclipse? Lunar eclipse takes place when the sun and the earth and the moon again come in a straight line, but the earth is in the middle of sun and the moon. Then what happens, students, that the earth is in the middle, due to which the shadow of earth falls on the moon, and the moon totally comes in the position where the shadow of the earth is falling. So moon cannot be seen from the earth. If the moon is in the dark colored shadow of the earth, there total lunar eclipse occurs because we cannot see any part of the moon. And if moon falls or comes in that position where the faint colored shadow is there, if moon comes there, then partial lunar eclipse forms. Okay, students, up to this you will learn from your book. Thank you.